Like I said, the grammar or it needs to be changed, but just pretty much appealing to parents saying, parents, are you tired of being left out in your child's education? Would you like to be involved in making key decisions in your child's education? Education is a civil right. Come learn more about our programs that help parents become equal partners in the education of your children. Come to the MAPC, call the last line that we have. But just asking them, because what we were discussing is the school system can do so much. And what I try to get parents to understand is we have a lot of issues. And there won't be a place that you will ever go that is going to be hunky-dory, blue sky, sunshine all the time. There will always have a rainy day. But it's what the parent will do with that information. How will parents handle it? For example, just what's going on at Abrams Center. Parents need to be involved before even these major issues come up. Because if you're there on a daily basis, it's not a big shock. I know what's going on in my child's school. I know what's going on in my neighboring school because I'm involved, even though I don't have a child going there. So when I hear that the principal was fired, or I already know because I already knew the issues. And I think we have to attract the parents of letting them know is that there's issues everywhere. But how can you stop letting them make decisions, them being everybody just pass it like the law, like the government, and when we vote and everything else. They get upset when the laws are made, but we didn't vote. We didn't get out there. We didn't go out there and choose that president. We didn't go out there and choose that congressman or whoever. So it's just making the being involved part of it from the bottom, from the start. And you don't let the baton go because your child has graduated. Like she said, my children is grown. I have a grandchild that's not in school yet. She's not letting the baton go. She's here saying, hey, education is important to me.
We talked about second one.
Okay.
Because it's more visual for parents.
Okay.
In terms of you wanting to do the right thing, and then we also, right after that, we took a line from the one in the back. You want to be involved in your child's education. And then when you talk about you want to feed them, that's something a parent can see. You want to feed your child. You want to take them to church. You want to make sure they get enough sleep and that kind of thing. So if we could appeal to their, I call it their five senses, then they can visualize that.
Okay.
And then we said, learn how to become, we took something from the resources to help families. Come learn about services that you may need for your child and your family to add to that PSA. And the last thing, and I was wondering, since this is with NAPC, and y'all can kind of share your thoughts about that, but this is also in collaboration with the United States Department of Education. Would that help garner to show parents the amount of power that is behind? We might want to include that in the PSA. And last but not least, that website right there. We were also talking about if those kinds of things like listing resources for parents, listing services, if that's a website where as we getting the word out and parents that have access to computers that may want to go on a website, if this would be one where those links or those things that we're talking about that we're going to provide for parents that could be uploaded or attached to that site for this particular area.
Okay.
And I think that's
Okay. Well, I think we got some really good ideas, appealing to the visual and what a parent can see and to the five senses. And also, I think the ones that everybody kind of focused on were number 2 and number 4, and then Christiane's getting it real with the parents, kind of like almost like get in your face, kind of appeal to the parents, because that will appeal to the parents. The way she was asking those questions instead of making statements. Because you make the person think when you ask the questions, and they go, oh yeah, I can do that, or I can, so I think we came up with some good ideas, and also the credibility. It's not just a local group. It's not just a little mom and pop endeavor. this. We do have the Carol's link to the U.S. Department of Education. We also have the link to the Louisiana Department of Education. And power starts with the feds, the states, and then the local. So if we can structure that and include it or focus on it in some way, I think it will give credibility to our efforts, not only for the NAPSI Parent Summit, but also for our group from now until next year. Okay, so I think we've got a lot accomplished. Kathy, you want to share with everybody what we just did with the gentleman on the phone?
Let's see, because I don't know all of the terminology or whatever. But I just spoke with Dennis Joseph, and then that's our media communication person for the school district. So all of those questions we were asking. So this is his suggestion, is that we get 5 to 6 people together from the neighborhood, someone from the national office, someone from the local office, and of course, regular parents, Asian, from the Asian community, Vietnamese community, Caucasian community, and African American community, to do at least a 30-minute talk show about the program. And he's gonna add all of the bells and whistles, and we'll get our superintendent, and we'll open it up for other superintendents, but I know Mr. Gilbert is here, that's the superintendent for Orleans Parish. We can get him to also be a part of that, to push it, because all of our principals will also be attending NAPSI. So he's going to work with us to put on a 30-minute presentation, and it will cover all of Orleans, and then they'll have to communicate that information to Jefferson Parish, because the one that he does for Orleans will not cross over unless you have those different Cox channels where you can get whatever the broad base or however it goes, something like that. So that'll, Dr. Turner is the local person here that's at Loyola, right?
She's retired. She's a former Title I coordinator, but she's the chairperson of the local host committee.
Right, she's a, right, thank you, thank you.
That's committee.
The host committee, so then and then I ask them if we can have it in different languages. So we'll try to do the PSA, and then Christy will be our interpreter for, you know, the Hispanic population, and we'll get, if we can get someone with the Vietnamese, however. But just so we can represent everyone, because when you say Black School Alliance, a lot of times people may think it's just for African Americans.
Yeah, that's what I want to mention.
So we need to have representation from all ethnicities, and that's something that he shared with us, that they will be changing at some point, saying the Black School.
Exactly.
Right, because then parents may hear that and think it's just limited to African Americans.